O'Shaver, 28 years old, in his 6th season with the Kansas City Royals.
And here's Ben Revere. He'll be followed by Casilla and Mauer. Revere didn't make the starting lineup. He came in for defensive purposes, never did come to the plate in the first game. And he takes low, ball 1. Revere coming off a hitless homestand. 0 for 15 in the homestand. And the average, as you saw, down to 303. A strike, 2-1. Talked about Hochevar and his inconsistency. Which will show up tonight, the good Hochevar or the bad Hochevar? Chop to the right side, and that will bleed through. So Revere, first at bat on the road trip, and he gets his first hit in several days.
Yeah, it looked like Hosmer was going to go after that ball. Then he pulled away, and Abreu, the second baseman, shading Revere a little bit up the middle, and the ball finds a way into right field, out of the reach of Abreu. So the speedy Ben Revere with 31 stolen bases on at first base.
Here's Alexi Casilla. Casilla did not play in the first game of the Twin Bill. Strike over the inside corner. When I see a pitcher like Hochevar who can dominate and have a great outing and then just as likely be knocked out in the second or third inning, I think of a younger Frank Viola at about the same stage. Viola would have games like that. He would be teasing you all along. He would, show you glimpses of what he was capable of, but then just as quickly would have a bad outing or 2 or 3 in a row.
Yeah, 2 starts ago, Hochevar gave up only 1 hit in 8 innings against the Rays. His last start, that coming in Tampa Bay, and then his last start at Fenway Park, worked 8 very good innings, gave up 4 runs. That's not bad at Fenway Park in a loss, but the Royals lost 5-1 in that ballgame.
Casilla doinks one to left. It's down for a hit. So a bouncer through the right side and a little flare to left, and Hochevar's in immediate trouble.
And that's where you want to get starters like Hochevar. As I mentioned, he's made over 120 major league starts. He knows that it's the first couple innings. That curveball stayed up, and Casilla just hit softly into left field. So good start for the Twins here in game 2 of this doubleheader.
And now with 2 men on and nobody out, he faces a man in Mauer who's hitting .500 against him. 13 for 26 with a home run. At the knees, a strike.
And typical Mauer at-bat starts with taking a couple pitches to see what kind of velocity Hochevar has. That last fastball, about 93.
One strike for the Twins' first baseman. 1-1. Twins were able to play with the lead throughout the game this afternoon. Trying to get the first lead here tonight. At the knees, and it's 1-2. Can actually look up over the stadium here and see some blue sky, which I've not seen.
Hochevar, good fastball. And Tim Welke behind the plate says that ball was a strike.
Mauer watched the first game. Will, in all likelihood, catch the series finale tomorrow. Tonight at first base with Drew Butera doing the catching. kicks away from the catcher, Perez, and both runners move up. So some speed out there on the bases with Hoshaver auguring a curveball in the dirt.
Yeah, that's his 8th wild pitch of the year. So that curveball, trying to overthrow it, allows both runners to advance.
Royals will play the infield back here, as Hoshaver has even the count to Mauer. Three and two with Morneau on deck.
Yeah, tried a change up right there, and it was high.
So, as you said, a typical Mauer at bat here. 5 pitches, and he's yet to swing the bat. Now he knows Hoshaver needs to throw him a strike. And he fights it off. Three and two to Mauer. Revere and his speed at third, Casilla at second. And a walk fills the bases. So it was 0 and 2, no 1 and 2, I believe. And then Hoshaver ended up losing Mauer to a base on balls. Morneau has not enjoyed the success that Mauer has against Hoshaver, just 3 hits in 17 at bats. Still not the guy you want to face with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Yeah, it's usually Josh Willingham. We've seen, Mauer, Willingham, Morneau, and in game 2 here, it's Mauer, Morneau, and then Willingham.
Up the middle, and it'll be a double play. A run scores. But Morneau on the first pitch taps one, cut off by Abreu, and it's 4-6-3, a double play.
Yeah, that ball looked like it scooted through the infield pretty quickly. Abreu at the last second had to kind of dive for it, and all one motion. The ball took off a little bit, able to get it over to Escobar, and the double play is completed, but Ben Revere makes it a 1-0 lead. No RBI for Justin as he hits into the 4-6-3 double play.
Well, the Twins would like to get more than one out of this bases loaded, nobody out situation. It'll be left to Willingham to do it. Strike over the inside corner.
Yeah, Josh just 2 for 12 off of Hoshaver, but one of the 2 hits, a home run. Hoshaver's allowed 19 home runs. This is his 27th start of the year.
Inside, 1-1. Popped up wide of first. Hosmer has room, it appears. And the wind pushing it just out of his reach. Just enough of a breeze up there to take it off the field.
Remember in game 1, it was Trevor Plouffe hit that deep fly ball to left field, and the ball came back. Right here, Hosmer sure looked like from our angle he was under it, and the ball just drifted. Jeez, drifted a lot.
So Willingham has another strike. And Hoshaver trying to wriggle out of a first inning mess with just 1 run given up. Two and two. Three and two. Parmalee on deck.
Opponents coming into the ball game off a Hochshaver hitting .267. Left-handers hitting .283. Right-handers .248. 10 home runs allowed to right-handed hitters.
Full count to Willingham. And he got ahead of Willingham and lost him to a walk, and that'll give Parmalee a chance.
Second walk of the inning for Hochshaver. Tried to 3-2 curveball and missed down and away.
Willingham stole a base in the first game. He's at first. And Parmalee got a couple of hits in that first game before being relieved for defensive purposes. Outside, ball one. In that first game, we saw Parmalee with some more patient at bats, taking some pitches. Got a double on a 2-0 pitch. Later got a base hit, and now Perez is going to step in front of the plate and give some more signs.
That in case Willingham takes off for second base, where the throw is going to go. Garcia at third, Willingham at first.
A deep drive to right field. Back is low. It is gone. A 3-run home run for Chris Parmalee.
Wow, did he crush that ball right there. His third home run of the year. A big 3-run home run here in the first inning, so that picks up Morneau that hit into the double play with bases loaded as Parmalee delivers a 3-run home run. Twins take a 4-0 lead.
And now Trevor Plouffe with the bases empty and a big pick-me-up for Parmalee. Bases loaded, nobody out. It looked like the Twins were just going to get one. Enough breeze to blow that little foul pop out of play. Willingham ends up walking, and boom, it's 4-0. Plouffe. Half swing, literally, and it's 0-2.
Well, Hochshaver can look at this inning. I mean, he was ahead of Joe Mauer. He was ahead of Willingham, but he ended up walking both of them. And then the fastball right there to Parmalee that he did not miss.
And Plouffe flares at foul. There's only been one ball hit hard, but man, was it hit hard.
Oh, yes. .25 pitches for Luke Hochshaver.
And a strikeout of Plouffe to end the inning, but the Twins hang up a 4 in the top of the first for Liam Hendriks.
Yeah, Lowe down in AAA all season long in his 6th year of professional baseball.
2 strikes.
26-year-old, signed by the Royals in 2007.
And foul back, still 2 strikes.
Oh, we saw from Hendricks in that ball game against King Felix Hernandez, and the Seattle Mariners is that Hendricks really sped up his delivery, didn't waste a lot of time on the mound. Just kind of worked very nicely with his catcher, that being Joe Mauer. Here he has Drew Butera.
Breaking ball bounces through the hole to right. Casilla goes for it, and Lowe gets a hit in his first major league at bat on an 0-2 pitch.
Always an exciting time, that first major league at bat to get it over with. Rusty Kuntz right there, the first base coach, congratulating him, as Joe Mauer is. Ball is taken out of the ball game as a souvenir. Well, breaking ball, not a bad pitch down, but Lowe just dropping the barrel of the bat and hitting it past Casilla in the right field.
Not unlike.
So I'd have to say he's a good low ball hitter right now.
Not unlike Revere's hit that started the top of this inning. Here comes Escobar.
And when your name is David Lowe, I guess you should
be a low ball hitter.
Yeah.
Up and in, ball 1. And a throw to first. Hendricks in 52 and a third innings at this level has gotten 5 ground ball double plays. He's also given up 5 stolen bases in 7 tries. Fouled back, 1-1. Cleveland has a 4-1 lead over Texas in the 3rd inning. Again, if the Twins can win here tonight and the Indians lose, for what it's worth, the Twins would be tied for 4th instead of sitting in 5th. 1-1 to Escobar. And another one lifted foul, 1-2. Where Hendricks really slowed down in the past, situations like this with men on base. It's one thing to pick up the pace when you're pitching 1, 2, 3 innings. It's another to maintain that when there are guys on base.
Well, we saw that from Cole DeVries in game 1. You know, I mean, even with runners on, he seemed to pick it up a little bit. So a good sign. Maybe Rick Anderson talking to him and realizing that, hey, get the ball and throw it.
And to Casilla, who made the catch. He might have had the opportunity to field that on a hop and get a double play, but he caught it, 1 down.
Let's take a look at his GMC keys to the game. Pretend his mound opponent is Felix Hernandez. Why? Because the way that he went about his business. I think you have to think that all the time. You have to think shutout until you lose that. I learned that from listening to Vin Scully describe with Sandy Koufax how he went about his business. He wanted a no-hitter every time he went out to that mound. Once he lost it, I wanted a shutout. When he lost the shutout, then I want the win.
How many times do you think Felix Hernandez has given up 4 runs in the first inning? Down and away, ball 1. Gordon, the batter. Hendricks ready to go. Little pop-up foul.
Well, Hendricks' numbers in his last start, you know, you're facing a guy like Hendricks, Hernandez, but look at the numbers right there. The 6 strikeouts, a career high for Liam Hendricks. Only one run allowed, and that was a home run. That not a bad pitch, just hit the other way over the left field fence. Tough loss, but he did go his first complete game.
Slice to the corner and foul. Nice catch. All the way from Minnesota.
Yep.
Modestly accepting the applause.
Like David Wells a little bit. Skinny David Wells, left-hander.
Jeez. At least you didn't call him Horsehead.
I said a skinny David Wells. Have you seen him recently? No, I'm just kidding.
1-2 to Gordon.
For Liam Hendriks, he's making his second career start against the Royals. His first start coming in September of last year here at Kauffman Stadium. He lost 7-3 to Luke Hochevar in that ball game. His mound opponent here in game 2.
And Hendriks clips the inside corner and gets a called third strike.
And that's what we saw too in that Seattle ball game. Good angle, worked down and in, and picked up a couple strikeouts. Good, look at the ball right there. Good fastball middle in.
Plenty of the plate. Tim Welke behind the plate.
Thought that was Jim Joyce for a second.
Here's Billy Butler. Strike one to Butler.
Fastball at 92, registered here at Kauffman Stadium. Good angle, good downward plane.
Mentioned it during the first game regarding Chris Parmelee, the difference between as a position player playing at AAA in the big leagues, and there is a talent difference. You can't escape that, but there's also one of the biggest issues a lot of players have, and that is just relaxing and playing your game, or in the case of Hendriks, pitching your game. Terra's throw almost traps low off the base.
Yeah, easier said than done, Dick, because, you know, in AAA, you know, maybe you can get away with a breaking ball when you throw it, you know, 3-1 or something like that, where here, I mean, you're talking about the best hitters in the game of baseball. You can't make too many mistakes. You know, AAA this year, Hendriks was 9-3, an ERA at 2.2 in 16 starts, but still looking for his first major league win. See?
Lace to center field. Low around second, bobbled by Revere, and the throw to Casilla. First and third, 2 away.
So you fall behind up here, and you have to come in with a fastball to a 300 career hitter in Billy Butler. And, I mean, this guy's a good hitter. Take a look right here. 2-1 pitch. The ball coming back over. You see Butera wanting it away right into the swing, and Butler hit that ball hard. Got the Ben Revere in a heartbeat, but the low went from first to third.
Now Salvador Perez. I'm just trying to come up with some reasoning for why Hendriks could be so good at AAA and his numbers so far here so poor up until his last start.
I think a lot of it is just a relaxation, you know, just hopefully get that first win under your belt.
And then comes the confidence.
Right.
1-0. And nothing should make you relax more than an early 4-0 lead, I would think.
Well, yeah, you hope so, but you know that you're 0-9. He knows he's 0-9 in 14 career starts.
And now 2-0.
Try a little bit too hard. You know, it's not like every start he has pitched bad. There are some, you know,
right.
Look, he just lost 1-0 in his last start.
This will be his 19th pitch of this first inning. 2-0 to Perez. Poke to right, and it's 4-1. The pitch looked like it was well off the plate, and Perez just poked the single to right to put the Royals on the board.
But again, you fall behind an account. You know, the hitters, they're going to look fastball, and Perez, A very good hitter, young hitter for the Royals. Another young hitter at 22 years old. Just took that fastball the other way. Good piece of hitting for Perez, his 25th RBI. As Lowe starts his ball game off with his first major league hit and then scores his first major league run.
Moustakas with 2 men aboard and 2 out. Breaking ball, low, ball 1. That kicks away from Butera. Butler will advance, but Perez will not. I don't know if Perez could see where the ball went. With Moustakas in the left-handed batter's box, the catcher and the umpire, he may not have seen how far the ball strayed from home plate.
Well, Rick Anderson is going to make a trip right here, but watch this pitch right here. It's a ball that lands in front of Drew, and the ball gets behind him. And, with Billy Butler not the quickest at second base, I think Perez had to hold up to make sure that Butler took off.
Now Hendricks had 2 outs and a runner at first. He's given up back-to-back singles, and now he's fallen behind a pretty dangerous hitter, 2-0.
Well, he's faced 6 batters. He's fallen behind on 4 of the 6 batters. Want to pitch ahead in the count if you can.
So now Moustakas will be looking for that fastball. On the outside corner. For the first game today, they handed out blue Mike Moustakas Moose antlers. Into right field, and it's 4-2. Perez now goes to third. The throw coming through, and the Royals have already cut the lead in half. Now Perez's inability to go to second on the wild pitch has kept this a 2-run ball game.
Well, this is a changeup right here. He took something off. You see 80 miles an hour, and I think in that last game that he pitched against Hernandez, every changeup he threw was down about the knees, right there, a changeup left up, and Moustakas driving in a run, his 64th of the year.
Tying run on already, still 2 out. 4 singles for the Royals in the bottom of the first. And here's Lorenzo Cain. And he falls behind Cain. Hochevar threw 27 pitches in his first inning. This will be Hendricks' 25th. Popped up. Casilla out. Parmalee in, and that ends it. But the Royals cut the Twins' lead in half. It's 4-2.
by a 4-2 score here in Kansas City. I'm Robbie and Smikowski. Well, the Twins have a very young pitching staff they're going to use between now and the rest of the season, kind of by default because it didn't work out the way they had planned in the beginning of the season. But when you look at guys like Sam Deduno and guys like Liam Hendricks, and talking to Gardy and Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, about what the expectations are, learn. Learn was the biggest key. Learn from your past experience. Even though it's limited, we got a great opportunity here to face real big-time hitters in a pennant chase, and it's not like you're facing spring training guys. So that's the hope for these guys. When you look at Deduno and Cole DeVries, Liam Hendricks, we're going to see Esmeralda Vasquez tomorrow, not necessarily a young guy who has a lot of big league experience, but the biggest key, Dick and Bert, that Rick Anderson and Ron Gardenhire stressed was learn. And you look at Deduno, he might be making it a tough decision for next season going into spring training as to whether he gets a spot in the rotation.
You know, you have a dream. Thank you, Robbie. You have a dream of a young kid and to maybe play Major League Baseball. You sign a contract, you come through a system, you finally get that opportunity, and that's the key. You get the opportunity, you learn from that opportunity, and that's what some of these young guys are going to go through as the season winds down.
Now, Hochevar has been given a bit of a reprieve. His team has scored 2 runs for him, and he falls behind Butera, 3-0. Now 3-1.
Hochevar is his worst enemy in that first inning when he walked a couple batters. That set up that 3-run home run by Chris Parmerly.
And Butera draws a 5-pitch walk. That'll bring up Florimon. Rough start for Francisco Liriano against the Tigers. He's given up a couple of early runs, a lot of early trouble, and it's 2-0 Detroit. Florimon with a bunt single in this afternoon's game. Made a couple of nice plays afield.
Well, he bunted in that 5th inning that the Twins scored a couple runs. He later scored that inning.
1 strike.
Moustakas at third base, taking the bunt away from him, in almost on the grass at third.
Young man's played every inning since his call-up. And you wonder at what level, based on what the Twins have seen, and of course there have been some errors, but they've seen a very fluid shortstop with a lot of range, great arm strength. And you wonder what level he has to hit at to be the shortstop for the Twins. Is 255 going to be enough? That's a rhetorical question. I don't have the answer.
I don't have it either. That's why I didn't answer you.
2-1. There goes Butera. The pitch slap foul on the hit and run.
Little hit and run right there. You can do that when, first of all, you have a lead, but you have the right guys in the right place. The count in your favor, 2-1. Good thing, you're going to guess that Hochevar, who's had a tough time getting that curveball over, is going to throw a fastball, and he did. Florimon just fouled it off.
Now 2-2. And Perez has to reach up wild and high.
Yeah, you can almost see Hochevar. He has too many starts to miss that wide. You've got to miss down in the strike zone. Almost like he's trying to overthrow. He's trying to throw that ball 100 miles an hour rather than 91, 92, where his comfort zone would probably be better down in the strike zone.
Butera goes, and the pitch fouled away.
Well, that fastball all over the place. A couple curveballs missing low.
Former #1 draft pick, and it just hasn't clicked yet, which isn't to suggest that it ever will. Butera goes again, and Florimon drives it to the gap in right center field. Florimon has an extra base hit, and Butera will be held at third. So Florimon hits one to the gap in right center, and it's another good start for the Twins.
Yeah, the center fielder Kane was really shading Florimon toward left center. So it left that big gap. And Hoshaver going back to the fastball. Florimon just dropping the bat and finding that gap in right center. Lowe finally gets it back in, but Butera sees where that ball is hit, knows where the outfielders are playing, so he scoots over to third, held up by, right there, good slide by Butera. Steve Little holding him up. So Florimon with his fourth double.
Second and third, nobody out. And here's Ben Revere, who bounced a single through the right side, leading off the ball game.
Dave Island, the pitching coach, came out to talk to Hoshaver.
Royals bring the infield in here. Already down by a couple of runs in the second inning. Strike on the outside corner. Revere's single ignited a 4-run inning. The biggest at bat, of course, Chris Parmelee's 3-run home run. Just off the outside corner, 1-1.
Definitely missing with that curveball. So, I mean, if you're a hitter, you almost have to say, okay, I'm going to sit on the fastball, basically let the curveball go.
41 pitches, 21 strikes for Hoshaver. There, he throws a hook for a strike.
It's over, yep. Well, Hoshaver needs a strikeout right here.
And another breaking pitch, and Revere fouls it. Well, they must think they can get Revere out on breaking pitches.
Well, not if you leave it up like that. I think what he's trying to do is get that breaking ball that ends up, at that left foot of Revere, so he'll swing over the top.
Another 1-2. Fastball sailing away.
A lot of his fastballs up in the strike zone.
So what you're saying is he doesn't have great command of his curve or his fastball.
Not right now, no. He's basically leading with the palm of his hand rather than getting the fingers on top of the ball to create that downward plane. So he's just trying to overthrow.
Full count. Still nobody out here in the second. His 2 first inning walks to Mauer and Willingham. He got ahead of them, the hitters, and then lost them. He walked Butera to start this inning on 5 pitches. Wow. Wow.
4th walk of the ball game already for Luke Hoshaver.
And they're loaded up now for Alexi Casilla.
The 4 walks are a season high in a ball game for Hoshaver.
And they're starting activity in the Kansas City bullpen with nobody out in the second inning.
I'm sorry, he did walk 4 against the Houston Astros in Houston earlier this year.
Casilla dumped a single to left his first time up. Ball 1, and it's not close. Are you convinced now which Hoshaver we're seeing tonight?
Not the one that shut out the Rays earlier this year.
He's faced 10 batters and retired 2 of them. He got Morneau on a ground ball double play in Plouffe to end the inning.
Well, just watch the release point where he lets that ball go. You can almost see that ball's up in the zone because you're not working out front. You want those fingernails, your fingers on top of that ball to create that downward plane. You get that palm out front, the ball has to follow and be up in the strike zone. Sounds simple. Sometimes you're almost too strong. You're trying to overthrow the ball.
Outside, and it's 2-0.
when you get into situations like this as a pitcher, you just have to think down. I'm going to pick up the shin guards of my catcher. Give me a good low target. I'm going to try to get the ball down in the zone.
3-0. Been a really awful start so far for Luke Hochevar. This will be his 50th pitch. He's retired 2 batters. 3-1.
And the crowd getting into it. Hochevar's lowest outing was 2 1/3 innings against the Yankees back in early May. Gave up 7 runs in 2 1/3 innings.
3-1 to Casilla. Foul tip, 3-2.
Well, 50 pitches.
Twins had a bases loaded, nobody out situation in the first, and Hochevar got a double play grounder from Morneau. A strikeout of Casilla.
Well, he comes back with the fastballs and throws them right past Casilla. Hochevar picking up a big out, a strikeout. His second of the ball game.
Mauer drew a walk. And we told you before in his first at bat that Mauer against Hochevar is a .500 hitter. Hochevar got ahead of him 1 and 2, lost him to a walk. He has no place to put him here. Twins with a 4-run first, looking for some more run scoring in the second. At the knees, a strike.
Pretty good numbers right there for Joe Mauer. Well, Hochevar making his 27th start. 6 times in the 26 starts, he's given up 6 or more earned runs in an outing. That's the inconsistency. Changeup missing down and away.
He might have to throw Mauer a second strike before he'll get him to swing. 1-1. There's the second strike.
It looked like what he did to me right there. He stayed a little bit taller over that pitching rubber on that breaking ball on that last pitch. Allow that arm to catch up. Big pitch right here.
Blasted to right. And Mauer hits the Twins' first grand slam.
How about that? How about that? Home run number 9 on the year for Joe Mauer. And here we are, September 1st, and the Twins hit their first grand slam of the year.
Mauer now 14 for 27 against Hochevar. And he waited again till there were 2 strikes in his first swing, busted the game wide open. Outside to Morneau. So a 4-run first. So far, a 4-run second. All the runs earned. 2-0.
And for Joe Mauer, his first grand slam since May 21st, 2009, when he hit one against the Chicago White Sox in Chicago.
Morneau swings on 2-0.
I said the 2-2 pitch, very important. A high fastball, Joe, right down that right field line over the 330 fence. The Twins take an 8-2 lead.
2-2. Borno strikes out. 2 down. And that'll bring up Willingham.
Well, strikeout number 3 in a ball game for Hoshaver. And the Twins will put an 8 on the board against him and trying to get the final out here in the second inning.
Gave up 8 earned runs in 3 innings against the Angels back in July. Gave up 9 earned runs in Detroit on May 1st.
I'll say this is again his 27th start. Now it's 7 times that he's given up 6 or more runs in a ball game.
1-0 to Willingham. Near the Royals dugout and by the TV camera. 1-1. One and one. And Willingham drops a single to left. So Willingham aboard, and that'll bring up Parmalee.
And that'll bring out Ned Yost. So shortest outing of the season for Luke Hoshaver. Fighting off that fastball, inner half of the plate. Willingham picks up his first hit. And the long ball hurt Luke Hoshaver here in this ball game.
Games on Fox Sports North or Fox Sports North Plus, and online at foxsportsnorth.com for upcoming schedules and channel information. Visit foxsportsnorth.com.
Well, Everett Tiefert coming into the ballgame, making his 14th appearance. He made 4 starts for the Royals earlier. 1 win, 3 losses, 47 innings pitched for Tiefert. Allowed 9 home runs. 17 walks, 28 strikeouts.
Chris Parmalee with a 2-out, 3-run home run in the first inning. Down and away, ball 1.
Yeah, Tiefert with a good fastball. Also mixes in a curveball and a circle changeup in his second season with the Royals. Up and down this year between the Royals and Omaha, 3 different stints.
Swing and a miss. 1-1. Well, you knew Hoshaver was in trouble after his team nearly covered up his 4-run first inning with one of their own. And then he walks Drew Butera on 5 pitches. Tap to the right side. Good start to the Twins in the nightcap. A 3-run home run in the first inning and a 4-run home run in the second. People to vote for.
I can't wait for the third.
A lot of people to vote for, and the Arby's Value Player of the Game. Text the word value followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234234. How about that? Parmalee hits a big 2-out, 3-run home run, and then Mauer's got to trump him.
Pretty nice right there. Pretty nice. Twins hit their first grand slam of the year. Pretty nice.
See if Hendricks can get ahead of batters in the second inning.
That's the important thing. Only 2 of 7 first pitch strikes for Hendricks in that first inning.
A strike, now a ball, 1-1 to Hosmer. He'll be followed by Abreu and Lowe. To left, Willingham with a catch, 1 away. Now that it's official, the All-Star Game set for July of 2014 at Target Field. How do you get your tickets? That's not one of those rhetorical questions. I have the answer here. If you're a season ticket holder and renew for next year and 2014, or purchase season tickets now for next season, you'll establish priority for All-Star Game tickets. The best bet is to call 833-TWINS. Talk to a season ticket rep about how you can be part of the Twins season ticket family and the Midsummer Classic in 2014. Foul back, 2 strikes now to Tony Abreu.
Yeah, Abreu, 27 years old in his first season with the Royals, up with the Dodgers in 2007 and 2009. A couple years ago, got another cup of coffee with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Switch hitting infielder, takes a strike 3, and Hendrick picks up his second strikeout.
And he's off to a much better start than he had in the first inning.
Good fastball inside, and his second strikeout, almost the same pitch that Alex Gordon struck out on in the first inning.
Two down and Lowe, single to right, scored in his first major league at bat. And he takes strike 1. Tigers still leading the White Sox 2-0, who have to play now without Adam Dunn. He's got a strained oblique. They hope to keep him off the disabled list, but he's unable to play tonight. Probably won't be able to play tomorrow. 1-1 to Lowe. Fouled back.
You know, opponents coming into this ball game hitting .311 off of Hendricks. Right-handers hitting .376. Left-handers, he's done a good job against, hitting .232. So right-handers have given him more trouble than lefties.
Up and in, 2-2.
There are the numbers right there. 11 home runs total he's given up.
And now full count with Escobar on deck. Popped up. Bloof over for a look, but it's out of play. Lowe with a single and a run scored, and 2 Twins home run balls hit over his head in right field. This one down the line. Florimone chasing it. Willingham with the catch in foul territory.
Nice catch.
And a 1-2-3 second inning for Liam Hendricks.
Inside the Eye Candy Sugar Shop, where you can find a 1-pound Sugar Daddy, or how about a giant Tootsie Pop? Maybe you're more of a gummy bear on a stick kind of person, or if you're really in the mood, the 3-pound lollipop. It's a sugar high waiting to happen, but we do recommend Robbie and Smikowski, please steer clear.
Marty's having some fun at the fair. Here's Plouffe popping one up to right field. Lowe is out there, and he makes the catch, one away. And that'll bring up Drew Butera.
No, you mentioned Lowe. You know, I mean, he got his first major league hit. A couple balls hit over his head. First one he got the catch.
That's right.
At the major league level.
A lot of firsts, including the Twins' first grand slam this year. Butera drew a 5-pitch walk to start the second inning, and that triggered a second 4-run inning for the Twins. This one driven to Lowe and right. 2 down. Florimone will hit next. You can submit a question or comment online at carsoup.com/baseball. It's either Randall Caldwell of Alexandria or Alexandria Caldwell from Randall. At any rate, Bert, as a player, did you prefer split doubleheaders or traditional doubleheaders?
Oh, well, you know, when I came up in the 70s, we had these type of doubleheaders. We didn't have the split doubleheaders. Trying to think
except
of
at
first
Fenway
team.
Park.
Yeah, I was going to say Boston. It's the only place I can remember split doubleheaders.
Because the capacity was so low,
Right.
and they typically sold out or came close to selling out. And so they would reschedule them as split doubleheaders, usher everyone out, clean up the stadium a little bit.
I think the Twins were the last team in Major League Baseball to have a scheduled doubleheader on their schedule. It was at the Metrodome against the Oakland A's.
Yeah, I think you're right. 2-2.
You say that again, please?
You're right.
Yeah, thank you.
I remember we televised both games.
Right.
2-2 to Florimone. And bounced foul. Again, it's a nice thing. I think we saw it during the first game. Not many people here at the start of the game. It was still raining pretty heavily. But over the course of the innings being played in the first game, more and more people who had tickets for this game were able to watch part of the first game. Escobar and a nice scoop at Hosmer at first base. Wow. Florimone with a bid for a base hit, but one shortstop turned in a fine play on the other. Baseball on Fox Sports North is brought to you by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. By CenturyLink, a different kind of communications company. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Grand Casino, the best stories start here. A rarity, a conventional doubleheader, and the Twins winning the first one 3-1. A couple of 4-run innings have given Liam Hendricks plenty of cushion. You'd like to believe that anyway. Alcides Escobar will lead off the third.
Well, he had little trouble in that first inning, giving up a couple of runs. A 1-2-3 second inning.
One strike to Escobar. One and one. Chopped to Plouffe. One down. You are peculiar for many reasons.
Thank you.
But it's rare, isn't it, for a pitcher to come up to the big leagues and stay without some sort of demotion, being sent down to the minor leagues. Hochevar went up and down a little bit. I mean, these young pitchers very rarely come up and stick in the big leagues full time.
It's tough. You know, you have to make the adjustments as quick as possible. You have to be lucky, first of all. You have to be pretty good to stay. But you learn so much, and it's sometimes when you get sent back down, you always hear, he had the taste of the big leagues. Now, do you want to put the work in to get your butt back up there so you can hopefully stay the next time?
Well, the numbers would suggest Hendricks did everything he could at AAA to warrant being promoted up here. He was very good at AAA.
But he's also one of these pitchers, Dick, that last year started at AA, moved up. I mean, started most of his starts last year were at the AA level, moved up to AAA, then got the September call-up, got his feet wet more or less in 4 starts last year, and they weren't the best. He's 0-2 and with a 6 ERA in his 4 starts last year.
And a high fastball puts Gordon away, 2 down.
And strikes out Gordon for the second time in a ball game, this time swinging, and picks up his 3rd strikeout.
AT&T Trivia, we were all over it this afternoon. For those of you who weren't watching this
I think it's Tom Bergmeyer, wasn't it?
Who was the last Royals player to drive in 100 runs in a season? 83, and it's plausible for Butler to get there this year. I'm going to go with Mike Sweeney.
Yeah. Butler already a career high with 25 home runs.
Fouled away.
The Royals went through that dead spot for a long, long time, and Mike Sweeney was about the only one that ever made the All-Star team for him.
Jermaine Dye years ago was voted to an All-Star team. Driven to right center field, and it won't be caught. Butler with a single in the 1st inning, and now he's got a double. A 2-out double for Butler.
He's just a strong young man. I mentioned in game 1, only 26 years old, already in his 6th season at the major league level, all with the Royals. Fastball, they just dropped the barrel of the bat on a pitch about thigh high, inner half of the plate, and drove it the other way, all the way to the warning track. Harmony gets it back in for Butler, his 21st double of the year.
That'll bring up Perez, who poked a single to right, driving in a run in the 1st inning. Breaking ball gets a swing and a miss.
Salvador Perez, only 22 years old, out of Venezuela in his 2nd season with the Royals, came up late last year. Had knee surgery at the beginning of the year, activated on June 22nd. Left knee surgery. Look at that.
That pitch was 1.5 feet outside. Revere coming in. The throw is way offline, but Butler is not sent home with the Royals down by 6 runs. Now Perez has gotten 2 base hits, and the first one was well off the plate. This one was 1.5 feet outside.
Well, I'm curious to see the next at bat. If they don't pitch him inside, they're not doing their homework. My goodness. That looked like a breaking ball, just left up, but Perez hits it sharply to Ben Revere, and Butler, like you mentioned, not the quickest right there. Eddie Rodriguez, the 3rd base coach, holding him up.
So the Royals strung together 3 2-out singles in the 1st to score a couple of runs. Now a 2-out double and a 2-out single, and Moustakas is up there again with 2 men aboard.
Yeah, Moustakas got the RBI single off of Hendricks in that 1st inning. Drove in the 2nd run for the Royals.
Off-speed pitch, ball 1. Gutierrez going to deliver the ball himself. Six hits for the Royals. 6 hits for the Twins. The Twins with 2 home runs, a 3-run homer and a grand slam. Pop foul and out of play, 1-1. What got Hoshaver in trouble beyond the home runs were all the walks. Hendricks hasn't walked anybody. 52 pitches, 35 strikes. One and one. Strike.
Good fastball middle in. Now what Moustakas hit in that first inning was a high changeup that he just kind of hooked into right field. For the RBI single.
1-2.
Watch Butera move.
Breaking pitch, hammered into the corner. Butler will score. Perez to third. He'll be held on a double by Moustakas. So Hendricks got ahead of him, hung a breaking pitch, and now the Royals have 7 hits and 3 runs.
Well, 29th double of the season, picking up the second RBI of the ball game. Moustakas, another off-speed pitch that he hammers into the corner. Parmalee has to fight that little ricochet, gets it back in as quick as he can. And Butler scores for the second time in the ball game.
And another big at bat early in the game for Lorenzo Cain. He came up with the tying run aboard in the first in a 4-2 ball game. Now it's 8-3, and there are 2 men in scoring position with 2 out. Off the plate, ball 1. More test of the makeup of Liam Hendricks here. The Royals fighting their way back into the game. There's a breaking pitch that hits the corner. 1-1. Well,
both teams doing a pretty good job so far in game 2 of this doubleheader with runners in scoring position.
Just missing the outside corner. That looked to be that changeup, and it looked like it had the plate.
Good pitch.
2-1 to Cain. Three and one. Hosmer on deck. The Royals are 6 for 8 in 2 out at bats. 3 straight 2-out hits in the first, and now 3 straight here in the third. 20 pitches this inning for Liam Hendricks. And he's behind Cain, 3-1. Fouled away, 3-2. In the game, this will be Hendricks' 60th pitch of the ball game. Check swing, foul.
There are the numbers right there. You have to go 5 innings to qualify for a win. Hendricks walking a tightrope.
A tough spot here. He's already given up 3 earned runs. He's got 2 guys in scoring position.
Right.
Another 3-2 to Cain. Got him. So Hendricks gets through the 3rd inning with just 1 run allowed. It's an 8-3 ball game. on Labor Day. And you can go to Fox Sports North and explore the world of Fox Sports North at 1311 Underwood Street. Not the Underworld Street. Underwood Street across from the Ballpark Cafe. Tom Chorsky will be there from 12:30 to 1:30 tomorrow. Then from 3 to 4, Lynx players Devereaux Peters, Candace Wiggins, along with the Lynx mascot Prowl. You can go to foxsportsnorth.com for more information. Ben Revere's reached twice and scored twice. Nice pickup by Abreu, and he turns in a fine play to get Revere.
Very nice play by Tony Abreu at second base.
Last two assists by the Royals have been featuring their middle infielders.
Yeah, Abreu right there. Get that little short hop and on the run. Quick flip over to Hosmer for the first out of getting speedy Ben Revere.
Remember, Florimone was retired on a really good play by Escobar.
And a nice pick by Hosmer at first.
Here's Alexi Casilla as a right-handed batter, and he takes ball one. Tigers now lead the White Sox 3-0. If Detroit wins that game tonight, the White Sox lead will be trimmed to 1. And by the way, Justin Verlander going for the Tigers tomorrow against Chris Sale. (2-0) to Casilla.
Well, Tiford starting his second full inning of relief. He came in and got that final out in the second inning for Luke Hoshaver.
Three and 1 to Casilla. And down for a hit. Casilla with his second hit of the ball game. Joe Mauer with a walk in the first inning, and then with the bases loaded in the second, not only the Twins' first grand slam of the year, but tonight's Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
And I think we called it. We started calling it about 3-4 games ago. So we made that call. Joe Mauer with that grand slam. That gave the Twins an 8-2 lead. So congratulations, Joe Mauer, his 9th home run of the year. Coors Light Cold Blast.
Casilla at first, and Mauer takes high, ball one. At any level, we know you didn't in the big league, but at any level, did you ever hit a grand slam?
No. I think I hit one home run in my life, and that was in high school.
Really?
Yeah, we didn't have fences, so I had to run.
Right.
And I think I, right around third base, the piano was in my back.
Yeah.
And I think I slid across home plate, and I was safe somehow. How about yourself? Did you ever hit a home run? I mean, you know.
Not in high school, in the fantasy camp. I've hit a couple.
Yes, you did. You almost
hit your truck. That was a grand slam.
Off of Dan Tupper, I believe.
I'm not sure if that counts or not. 2-1 to Mauer.
And there's no tune with that piano either. It was huffing and a puffing.
Do you have any idea whether you gave up any grand slams?
Oh, in my career? Oh, yes.
That's ultimately the question, but I wanted to ease into it. You know?
Oh, yeah. I'm proud of that. What the heck? I got a new baseball.
A lot.
Like 430 of them.
2-1 to Mauer. What a stop by Moustakas, and he starts a double play.
Oh, my.
What a phenomenal play by the corner infielders in Kansas City.
Again, picking it over at first base. What an incredible play.
Everett
Wow.
Tiefert says, we didn't have infielders like this in Omaha. My goodness, what a play. And Hosmer, who made a nice fielding play digging out a low throw, will lead off the fourth. Hendricks still pitching with a 5-run lead. Tapped foul over the Kansas City dugout. You can understand, having seen Moustakas play in this doubleheader, the way Hosmer played last year. It's not been a good year for him this year. But you can understand why, as the Royals watched those two corner infielders develop in their minor league system, they thought, we got something here.
Well, then you go out and trade for Escobar,
right.
Good shortstop. And Hendricks picks up a strikeout, his 5th of the ball game. That's a good young ball club, good nucleus. Now, you mentioned in game 1, same thing that the Twins need. Royals need starting pitching. Hendricks getting his 5th strikeout, his 3rd called strikeout.
Here's Tony Abreu. He was called out on strikes. Fly to left center field. Plenty of hang time. And Willingham with the catch, 2 down. That'll bring up David Lowe. Subscribe to MLB.TV at a reduced price. See the remaining Twins out-of-market games live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit TwinsBaseball.com to order. Get more details. MLB.TV. Baseball everywhere. Home territory blackout restrictions apply.
Always a little easier to watch game 2 of a doubleheader when you're the starting pitcher in game 1 and you win the ball game. You get the win. And we just showed you a Cole DeVries there.
4 major league wins this year, 3 of them against the Royals. Here's David Lowe. Up high. Lowe singled in his first major league at bat, later scored his first major league run, then fouled out to Willingham to end the 2nd inning. Half swing. Nope, no swing.
Yeah, David Lowe again, 26 years old, a 300 hitter at the minor league level. Checking his swing right there, very close.
3-0. And a strike. Hendricks' problems tonight have all surfaced after 2 were out in an inning. Second hit for Lowe. A 2-out single. And that'll bring up Escobar.
Well, again, falling behind an account, you have to come in with a fastball. Lowe sitting on it and gets his 2nd major league hit. Well, the Royals, they've actually out-hit the Twins now, 8-7, but the Twins have that 5-run lead.
Escobar, a pop-up to second, a ground ball to third. Strike on the outside corner. There goes Lowe, and the pitch lifted foul, out of play. Oh, and 2. And Hendricks just wants to make sure nothing mushrooms here in this 4th inning with 2 outs. Royals have 8 hits. 7 of them have come with 2 outs in an inning. Loof has it come off his glove. Florimone will have no throw.
Tough little short hop right there, Trevor Plouffe. Don't know if he'll get a hit or an error on this as far as Escobar, but that ball kind of came up on Plouffe and deflected off his glove.
An error charge to Plouffe.
A little short hop, and Florimon right there, he thought about throwing but held on to it. So the inning continues on the error by Plouffe. That for Trevor Plouffe, that's his 14th error of the year.
And now Gordon, who was struck out twice. And Gordon fouls the first pitch back. Hendricks has struck him out twice, once looking, once swinging.
75 pitches already for Liam Hendricks. Trying to get the final out here in the 4th inning.
Under Casillas' glove, and the Royals will score again with 2 outs. A single, scoring low, another 2-out hit, and it's 8-4.
Well, Alex Gordon, after striking out the first 2 times against Hendricks, got a fastball, hit it sharply back up the middle. Casilla dove for it, it got by him. Gordon picking up his 59th RBI of the year. That's an 8-4 game.
When you scored a 4-run first and backed it up with a 4-run second, you shouldn't be at this point in the 4th inning.
No, you should not.
It's 8-4. Butler is 2 for 2. Perez behind him is 2 for 2. Moustakas behind him is 2 for 2 against Hendricks. And getting the first 2 outs of an inning hasn't been a challenge for Hendricks. Getting the 3rd out has, again here in the 4th. Ball 1. Butler with a single and a run scored in the 1st, a double and a run scored in the 3rd. In each case, the hits came with 2 outs in an inning, and here's the second trip to the mound by Rick Anderson.
Well, Swarzak was up last inning, and he's up again here in the 4th.
And if the guy he's facing doesn't get his attention, the guy over his shoulder in the bullpen should get his attention.
Well, sometimes with that big lead right there, I know back when there wasn't that many, we pitch every 4th day. If you had an outing like this, there'd be 4 or 5 guys in a bullpen with their hands up. I'll pitch. Because again, as a starter, you have to go 5 innings to qualify for a win.
1-0 to a very dangerous hitter. And he gets him to swing at a pitch off the plate.
Yeah, Butler guessing right there, maybe on a fastball, and swung through the slider.
You're a proponent of course, pitching inside. Have we seen enough of that tonight?
No, I don't think so. Everything has been away, other than some of his strikeouts have been inside, but that doesn't come with two strikes. Everything's right there, away.
2-1.
Like 3 straight breaking balls to Butler.
It was an 8-2 lead going to the bottom of the 2nd inning. 2-1 to Butler. Off of Hendricks into center field, and it's 8-5. A rocket. Butler's 3rd hit of the ballgame.
And you just wonder how long Ron Gardenhire, even though these runs were unearned, that ball hitting the heel of the right foot of Hendricks. Well, Butler getting that fastball right back up the middle, hitting off the heel into center field. Well, Butler picking up his 84th RBI on his 3rd hit of the game.
That ball hit Hendricks pretty hard, but still got into center field in a hurry. Now here's Perez, who twice tonight against Hendricks has hit a pitch a foot outside for a base hit. And he represents, Perez does, the tying run. Twins have been out hit 10-7.
And here comes manager Ron Gardenhire.
Wow, what a disappointing outing for Liam Hendricks.
Well, I know Gardy, Rick Anderson, they wanted him to get his first major league win, but hey, the Royals are beating him up here.
Hard to pitch well against the Mariners, but was matched up against Felix Hernandez as you look at the CenturyLink high-speed pitch. But frustration at a completely different level here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you can't explain. It's hard to explain what Hendricks is going through. This is his 15th major league start. He was still seeking his first career victory at the major league level, and he had that 8-2 lead. Now he comes out after 3 2/3 innings, gives up 10 hits to the Royals.
He retired 11 batters, gave up 10 hits. There was an error, no walks, but now the lead very much in jeopardy. First and third, 2 outs. Anthony Swarzak coming in for the 36th time.
Yeah, he has made 4 starts for the Twins earlier this year. He started the Twins this season in the rotation, now in the bullpen.
Perez is 2 for 2. Nice block by Butera on ball 1. They start Perez away. Regardless of who the pitcher is, if he's looking for the ball out there and is leaning across the plate.
Well, you just want to see what he will do with that fastball inside, if anything. Butera again sitting away.
Cut the plate in half, 1-1. One and 1 to Perez.
There's a fastball in, not the same swing. What's that tell you?
They don't have to be so angry about it.
Well, in the first inning, a ball away, lined it into right field for an RBI single. Then in the third inning, a slider took it that away. And Swarzak went hard in and didn't have the same type of swing. Butera sitting inside again.
High fly, center field. Revere back to end the inning. Swarzak gets the final out that Hendricks could not, and the Twins lead 8-5.
State Fair. See if I still got any of that softball skill left.
85.
85! Now I'm going to apply everything Bert Blyleven has ever taught me in those post-game instructions.
Uh-oh. She's going to hit him.
41.
41? 41? Circle that, Bert. Hall of Fame.
There you go, Marty. You are hereby circled.
Justin Morneau leading off the fifth for the Twins against Everett Tieford, and there's strike one. Well, whether it should be or not, this is a ball game again. We're only in the fifth. The Twins are up by 3. Morneau's hit into a double play and struck out.
Well, Tieford's done a pretty good job, too, and that's what you want. There's a base hit by Morneau. Dropping
a single into right. You circle some plays if you're keeping score. Circle certainly the double play that Mustaka started on Mauer's ball in the 4th inning. Been a couple of really nice plays by the Royals infielders here to help keep the Twins at 8.
Well, even in the first inning with bases loaded, Abreu made a nice play. That ball off of Justin's bat to turn a double play.
Here's Willingham, a walk and a single. Strike on the outside corner. Willingham walked in front of Parmelee's 3-run first inning homer. And his single effectively knocked out Luke Hochevar. Half swing, but he went. And it's 0-2. Just to mix it up a little bit, Ron Gardenhire put Morneau in the cleanup spot and batted Willingham 5th rather than 4th. Two strikes to Willingham. 1-2. Two and 2. No activity in the Kansas City pen with Tieford serving the same role for the Royals as Swarzak for the Twins. He's been stretched out off and on during the year to start.
Oh, we saw Mazzaro in game 1 too. That same type of role type, can start here or there, but also very important to a ball club. A guy that when your starter cannot go deep into the ball game, that can give you 3, 4, 5 innings.
Full count. See if the Twins do anything with Morneau. He stays put. That ball gloved by Abreu. Another Royal double play.
My, oh my.
A sensational play by Abreu.
The infield for the Royals are putting on a clinic here tonight in game 2 of this doubleheader.
These aren't routine 2 hoppers. These are rockets.
I mean, this looks like it's in the right field, but Abreu from his knees over to Escobar, and then a quick turn of the double play. 3 double plays already in this ball game. Look at him jump over the sliding Morneau. That was Escobar.
It's a Cirque du Soleil move there. Jeez. Here's Parmelee taking strike 1. Well, you certainly get the sense this game is far from over, and if the Royals were to come back and win this game, Parmelee checks his swing and it's 1-1. It'd be considered a nice come from behind win, but my goodness, the reason they might be able to come back and win this game is the infield defense that's held the Twins at 8. Dribbler left side, and by tonight's standards, a routine play from Moustakas.
Hosmer has not missed one of those little pickups yet.
And the Royals are staying in this game because of their defense.
Just unbelievable. Moustakas a couple times in game one going to his left, making some nice plays. And here in game two, Moustakas again turning a double play. That off the bat of Joe Mauer, and then we just saw the great play by Abreu to turn the double play. So 3 double plays turned in game two for the Royals.
Moustakas 2 for 2 against Hendricks, getting his first at bat against Swarzak, and he takes up high, ball 1. An infield defense you'd love to pitch for, wouldn't you?
Oh boy, that's pretty surrounded by some very good defensive infielders.
Strike 1-1. Moustakas an RBI single in the first and a double in the third. Fouled back.
I think 87. I'll go back to Twin days. You know, I mean, my goodness, with Rat over at third base, Gary Gaetti, and Greg Gagne at short, Lombardozzi at second, and of course Kent Herbeck at first. Pretty good defense right there. Great defense. I just wish I would have given them more balls to play with, you know, on the ground. Most of mine were in the air.
And Swarzak with a strikeout of Moustakas. 1 down. Catch all your Viking action Sunday morning starting at 10 a.m. on Fox Sports North. This week on Vikings Beyond the Gridiron. We head to the State Fair with Jerome Simpson and Joe Webb to take in the sights and sounds of the great Minnesota get-together. Then at 10:30 on Vikings Game Plan, we preview the upcoming season. Coach Frazier gives his honest opinion on Christian Ponder in the preseason. It's all on Fox Sports North tomorrow morning starting at 10. And a quick strike to Lorenzo Cain, who's 0 for 2. The Cain at bats, both in the first and the third innings, might be the pivotal at bats in this game. There were 2 out, runners at first and third in the first. Cain flew out. And then 2 out runners at second and third in the third, and he struck out. So Hendricks didn't do much right when he was out there, but he got Cain twice in some key at bats. 1 and 2. And now 2 and 2. Swarzak with a sinking fastball gets another.
I was happy on that 2-2 pitch that Butera went back inside and got that strikeout right there. See Butera sitting inside and that 2-seamer right past Cain. He's kind of a diver too. There's Eric Rasmussen. He joined the ball club for this road trip. Minor league pitching coordinator. And with the Twins a long time. He was pitching coach for the Miracle, Fort Myers Miracle, for many years.
Gene Glenn, the Rochester manager, will join the team as the extra coach after this road trip. Teams are allowed to, I guess, promote a minor league manager or coach to the big leagues. Popped up, and when Gene Glenn gets here, he'll see some familiar faces, including the shortstop, Pedro Florimon. He makes the catch, and Swarzak impressively settles things down with a 1-2-3 fifth.
Back, and you are hereby Circle, and Twin fans, don't forget at Twin home games you bring your Circle Me Bert signs. You might find yourself in the Minnesota Lottery Winner Circle, where you could win $100 worth of lottery scratch-off tickets, courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery.
Plouffe lifts it high and deep to left field. Gordon back. One down. Plouffe gone on one pitch. Our AT&T trivia question.
I agree with you. I think Mike Sweeney.
Okay. We'll go with Mike Sweeney. And it was Carlos Beltran way back in 2003. Beltran working his magic on the other side of the state over in St. Louis. Having a great year in his first year with the Cardinals.
We've had so many carryovers that even though we may not have gotten that one, we're still perfect.
Here's Drew Butera taking a strike. Tigers now leading the White Sox 4-0 in the 7th inning. White Sox playing without Alejandro De Aza, who's been their leadoff hitter most of the year, and Adam Dunn out tonight with an oblique strain. 1-2 to Butera.
Well, you got to like what Everett Tiefert has done for the Royals. He's come in and put some zeros on the board after Luke Hochevar had a tough outing.
Hochevar chased after giving up 8 earned runs in an inning and 2/3. Twins have a couple of scratch hits. That's it. But in all honesty, it's not as much Tiefert as it is as middle infielders or Moustakas. My goodness, they put on a show here tonight.
But you know what? He's working quickly. He's throwing strikes. No walks for the young man.
Little pop up left side. Easy play for Escobar. 2 down. St. Louis, Washington playing. Carlos Beltran dropping a single into left center field, driving in a run. And the Cardinals beat the Nationals 10-9. Nationals still leading comfortably in the National League East. And the Cardinals still trailing uncomfortably in the National League Central.
Yeah, how about those Cincinnati Reds? My goodness, they have just taken off. Came into the game came in today's play 9.5 game lead over the Cardinals in that National League Central Division.
2 strikes to Florimone. Bounce to the right side. Catch that one. Florimone gets his second hit. Abreu made a great play going to his left on Willingham's ground ball. Unable to come up with that one. And that'll bring up Ben Revere.
Yeah, Tiefert just giving up his 3rd hit. Good piece of hitting right there by Florimone. Pitch away. Not trying to pull it. Just took it into right field.
Here's Revere. Ball 1. Short fly ball to left. Gordon comes in to end the inning. Twins are done in the 6th. Haven't scored since the 2nd, but still lead 8-5.
sixth inning freeze cam, and that coming off the bat of Perez. His first hit in the first inning drove in a run. You can see where that pitch was. Then a slider away. Perez, an RBI. A base hit in that at bat. That was the Frost Brewed Coors Light freeze cam.
I was going to say, I thought we already did that, but we already did that. That was this afternoon. This is not used to doubling up on these things. Well, it's an 8-5 Twins lead. It was an 8-2 Twins lead. Anthony Swarzak gave the Twins exactly what they needed in the fifth inning. A nice, efficient, non-threatening 1-2-3 inning, and now he'll face Tony Abreu, David Lowe, and Alcides Escobar. Fastball inside, ball one.
Swarzak has come in. He's retired all four batters he's faced so far with a couple strikeouts.
Fouled back. One and one. And now 1 and 2. Royals out hitting the Twins 10-9, but the Twins have the only 2 home runs. A 3-run homer and a grand slam. And Florimone puts this one away, 1 down. And 1 gone in the 6th inning. Yankees beat the Orioles, but cost them Curtis Granderson on the Sanford Health injury report. He has a tight right hamstring. Being mindful that this is a team that Mark Teixeira is missing right now. Right. Alex Rodriguez isn't back yet. Might be in the lineup tomorrow, but the Yankees did win that game to push the Orioles back to 3 games. I'm going to make a prediction here that at least in the American League side, because we're aware of who's been going well all year, who hasn't, more so than in the National League, I guess. There's a pop-up down the left field line. Willingham looks like he has this one. I'm going to make the prediction that some team that we never thought would be out of the playoffs is going to be out of the playoffs.
Is that because we're talking about the Yankees?
No,
right
I don't know. Next Saturday night, Tom Kelly will become the 7th Minnesota Twin to have his jersey number retired in what should be a memorable night. The weekend series against Cleveland presented by the South Dakota Department of Tourism. And because of TK's famous line about everybody grabbing an oar and we're all in this boat together, the first 10,000 fans will get a mini oar with TK's number 10 on it. Call 800-33-TWINS or go to twinsbaseball.com. I'm thinking, too, about the Texas Rangers. We've thought all along that they've been the best team in baseball. It's not inconceivable that Oakland could catch them and somebody else could catch them for a wild card spot.
I thought you were talking about the Boston Red Sox because everybody expected Boston to be one of those teams. Swarzak, outstanding so far. He's retired all 6 batters he's been asked to get out.
Oh, over his head.
The ball just getting away from him.
Escobar ducking out of the way. Rangers lost to Cleveland 4-3. The Angels won this afternoon. The Angels 7.5 games back in the division. And Oakland has an early lead tonight, trying to trim the Ranger lead to 3. Off the knuckles, and Casilla lays out and makes a nice catch. A 1-2-3-6. Swarzak has faced 7 men to get 7 outs. Story of the game, the Twins striking early.
Yeah, and that first big swing off the bat of Chris Parmley in the first inning. A 3-run home run. Twins took a 4-0 lead, then it made it 4-2. And then Joe Mauer, Twins' first grand slam of the year, came in the second inning. And the defense of the Royals has been outstanding. They turned 3 double plays behind their pitchers.
Down and into Casilla, ball one. Casilla, Mauer, and Morneau facing Tiefert. Two and 0. Wins with a 4-run first, a 4-run second. Tiefert has shut them down since. And Casilla fouls it back. 2 and 1.
Really, not a lot of pitches. 49 pitches. This will be pitch number 50 for Everett Tiefert. He's worked 4 1/3 innings. Jim Welke, the home plate umpire, calling time.
Three and 1. High ball to deep center. Going back is Kane. Makes the catch, one away. And that'll bring up Mauer. If you act today, you can get a steal of a deal. But the Twins host these Royals Wednesday night, September 12th. For a limited time, you can get right field bleacher tickets for the low price of $14. The deal against the Royals is only available for a limited time, and you can get it by logging on to twinsbaseball.com. or by calling 800-33-TWINS. While you're at it, check out some of the other great ticket offers for the balance of the 2012 season. Up and in to Mauer, a walk in the first inning, the grand slam in the second. Then a wicked one-hopper speared by Moustakas, and he started an inning-ending double play. 2-0. Twins will send Esmerling Vasquez up to the mound tomorrow against Luis Mendoza. And a pretty good bet Mauer will catch.
Yeah, Vasquez will be making his first major league start. Made over 140 relief appearances.
2-1 to Mauer.
Kind of what he did in AAA, kind of a spot starter.
Right.
Vasquez from the Dominican Republic. 141 relief appearances with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Spent the whole season down at AAA. Those are his career numbers, all in relief.
To left and hit pretty hard, but Gordon is there to make the catch. So Mauer's put the barrel on the ball 3 times and has just one awfully big hit to show for it. 2 down, and that'll bring up Morneau. Morneau singled his last time up. Drove in 2 runs in this afternoon's 3-1 win. High and fairly deep to center, but Kane makes an adjustment, makes the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning for Everett Tiefert. McDonald's. Right now, you can get 20 crispy chicken McNuggets for just $4.99 at McDonald's. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Look at that. There's Sarah Laudner, Tim Laudner's daughter. There you go, Sarah. You are hereby circled.
Alex Gordon leading off the 7th inning against Anthony Swarzak. And as impressive as Everett Tieford has been for the Royals in a smaller sample size, Anthony Swarzak has been just as good for the Twins. 7 up, 7 down. Check swing, and it's 2-0. Gordon, Butler, and Perez feasted on Liam Hendricks.
Yeah, it's a big inning right here because 8 of the 10 hits for the Royals have come into the next 4 batters.
Driven hard, but it's hooking foul.
Has come from the next 4 batters. So
Gordon, Butler, and Perez, and if you get them out 1, 2, 3 in the 7th, you might not have to face them in the 9th.
Good solid swing there by Gordon, but the ball hooked foul.
Fox Tracks brought to you by Carrier. 2-1 from Swarzak to Gordon. And now 2-2. You just joined us. The Twins got 4 runs in the first, 4 runs in the second. And Liam Hendricks had no problem getting the first 2 outs of any inning, but it was getting the 3rd out that hounded him here tonight. He was taken out finally in the 4th inning. 2-2. That's to left field, slicing towards Willingham, and he makes the catch. Gordon hits the ball hard. Willingham had the ball slice in his direction, one away.
Yeah, thank goodness, because Willingham went over. Gordon gave it a ride. He has 44 doubles. That's the most in the American League. And to Willingham going down, but making the catch for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
I don't know if Anthony Swarzak can get Billy Butler out, but it was apparent Liam Hendricks was not going to get him out. Tyler Robertson warming up. Butler with 3 hits against Hendricks, and finally the hit that knocked him out of the ball game. A liner off of Hendricks into center field for an RBI hit in the 4th. One and 0. Two and 0. 8 up, 8 down for Anthony Swarzak. Lewis Coleman warming up in the Kansas City bullpen. And Butera is going to go out and chat with Swarzak.
Well, Butera going out there because he shook Butera off. Swarzak did. Swarzak has a plan right here against Butler, even though he's fallen behind 2-0.
2 strikeouts and 6 fly ball outs for Swarzak. Ooh, check swing, and where was the pitch?
Yeah, looked like pretty good breaking ball right there. See what Fox Track says. At the lower part of that strike zone.
3-0. And a 4-pitch walk. First base runner against Swarzak. And now he'll face Perez. Attendance at Target Field has been very strong despite the Twins' placement in the standings. Read Joan Neeson's story at foxsportsnorth.com as to why that is. Here is Perez. Swarzak got him on a fly ball with the lead, the game on the line. Perez was batting in the 4th inning. He represented the tying run.
Yeah, the first batter that Swarzak faced.
Right over his cap into center field. Butler will check in at second. So now the first hit after the first walk allowed by Swarzak, and Moustakas will come up, but he won't face Swarzak. That's why Tyler Robertson was warming up.
Boy, you just look at Perez as Ron Gardenhire is coming out to bring in Tyler Robertson, but my goodness, Perez, you can see why the Royals signed him to that long-term contract. That young man can flat out hit.
Retired the first man he faced. Anthony Swarzak will come out with 2 men aboard and 1 on. Deals available for the 3-game set against the Bronx Bombers in September. Good seats available. The date September 24th to the 26th. And to order your Yankee tickets or any other game left in the schedule, call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. Twins coming home. Nice long homestand. 10 games and then another 6 gamers. So there's 16 home games left.
Well, Tyler Robertson coming into the ballgame, making his 29th relief appearance, 17 2/3 innings. Tyler's allowed 18 hits, 8 walks, 3 intentional with 21 strikeouts. And Moustakas is the first hitter he will face. Now, Moustakas hitting .259 against lefties this year.
Right. Got a big hit against Phil Koch in the Detroit series. He comes up in a big spot here, representing the tying run and 1 out. And Robertson delivers a slider down and away. A lot of strikeouts against left-handed batters. 43 at bats, 17 strikeouts. There's one called for a strike.
Hey, went back to the slider. This one he started middle in, over for a strike.
Missing with a fastball inside, 2-1.
Done a very good job against lefties.
Lifted to right. Retreating is Parmalee for the second out. Lead runner Butler will advance to third. First and third, 2 down now for Lorenzo Cain. And again, it's Cain who came up in a key spot in the first. Hendricks got him. Came up in a key spot in the third. Hendricks got him. And now it'll be Robertson's turn here to get him with the tying run at the plate. And the Twins are going to make a pitching change here and bring in a right-hander to face Cain. Kane shaking his head side to side. Thought he had a chance against a lefty where he has had pretty good success, but it won't be the case. Robertson has to get one man, and he got him as the Twins try to patch the 7th inning together.
And this copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Casey Fiend, who's done well for the Twins this year, particularly when first entering the game. First batters are just 4 for 22 against him, and so the Twins hope he can continue that and get the Twins off the field in the 7th.
Yeah, Casey with a good moving fastball, hard slider, and a changeup. Has to get this final out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 7 walks, 3 intentional with 23 strikeouts in 24 innings pitched.
Fiend facing Lorenzo Kane. Ooh, got the call on the outside corner.
Yeah, slider right there.
Kane didn't like it. Pitch looked like it was outside.
Oh, right there.
1 strike to Kane. And a fastball fouled back, and it's 0-2.
I would have to say that Kane and like Perez, they would want that ball away. They're both kind of like what I would call divers. You know, they dive into the ball. Let's see if they go back inside right here. Slider away, fastball away that Kane fouled off.
Two strikes to Lorenzo Kane.
Butera sitting away again.
Had Kane to strike out in the 5th inning on a pitch off the plate.
Yeah, I believe that was a 3-2 pitch that he just kind of he wanted to swing the bat.
1-2. And a fastball up and in, 2-2.
Being 28 years old, major league experience prior to this year with the Tigers in 2009 and 10. Only 11 relief appearances in those 2 years.
Fastball outside, full count with Hosmer on deck. Kane has fought back from 0-2 to 3-2. Runner at first will go. Fouled away. Perez taking off. Kane trying to keep the Twins lead intact at 8-5. .93 miles per hour and a fastball foul back. So Kane's missed a couple of fastballs to keep the at bat alive. Another 3-2. That one wide of the plate at 93 miles per hour. And fouled back. Another 3-2. And he took the slider off the plate. And they're loaded up now for Hosmer. So he fouled off the fastballs and took the slider for ball 4.
Yeah, the slider not really close, and Kane takes it for ball 4.
Hosmer now with the bases loaded, the tying run aboard. Hosmer a single this afternoon, 0 for 3 tonight. In the dirt, ball 1. No activity in the Twins' pen. The only lefty left out there is Glenn Perkins. The Twins used him for a save, a quick one. Presumably he'd be available to try to get another save tonight, but this is just the 7th inning. Luke to left.
That's trouble.
Down for a hit, and 2 runs will score, and it is 8-7. Another 2-out hit for the Royals, and the tying run now at second.
Well, after the walk to Kane, he fell behind on Hosmer and then had to come in with a fastball. Not hit sharply, but right in the right spot in front of the charging Willingham. He plays it on the hop. Butler and Perez score.
And now Tony Abreu. So Fiend, who been very good in retiring the first man he faces, can't retire either of the first 2, and now the number 9 hitter Abreu. On one big hop to Casilla, the 3rd out of the 7th. It took 3 pitchers to get the 3 outs, and the Twins' lead has been trimmed to 1. innings than they haven't. It's 8-7. It was 8-2.
Well, you have to really appreciate the job for the Royals that Everett Tiefer did. 5 1/3 innings, allowed only 3 hits, and kept the Royals in a ball game to allow them to come back and make it a 1-run ball game. Kelvin Herrera coming into the ball game. Now, he just picked up his first save the other night against the Detroit Tigers in his second season with the Royals. 22-year-old from the Dominican Republic. Good hard fastball in the mid-90s, curveball and a slider.
So Kelvin Herrera will pitch for the Royals. And he'll face Josh Willingham, Chris Parmalee, and Trevor Plouffe. Wouldn't be a bad idea for the Twins to get the next run. And the Twins have not scored since the second inning. They got a 3-run home run in the first by Chris Parmalee and a grand slam from Joe Mauer in the second. And now Willingham had a hit taken away by Abreu at second base in the fifth. Will try to get on base here in the eighth. Fastball, strike one.
That fastball clocked at 96.
Top toward third. Moustakas waits for the second hop and fires over to Hosmer. One away. Been a good day for Chris Parmalee. A couple of hits this afternoon and a big 2-out home run in the first.
Yeah, here in game one, a double that hit over the head of Gordon. That in his first at bat in the second inning, added a single in the sixth. And in the nightcap, a big 3-run home run in the 4-run first inning for Parmalee. His third home run and his second home run this season against Luke Hochevar.
Parmalee with 1 out in the eighth. At the knees, strike one. One and one.
Parmalee has hit 3 home runs for the Twins at the major league level this year. 2 against Hochevar, the other one against Justin Verlander.
Looks like Waldrop will get the bottom of the eighth inning. Fouled back, and it's 1-2. Parmalee and Mauer hitting home runs just in the first row over the bullpen area in right field. Just a few seats from one another. Outside, and it's 2-2. Up high, 3-2 with Plouffe on deck. And he missed, so Parmalee takes a 1-out walk. And Plouffe just missed hitting a home run his last time up. He sent Gordon to the warning track and left. 0 for 3 here tonight. Mastroianni's going to run for Parmalee. So we'll see whether the Twins send Mastroianni here. In a stolen base attempt. Mastroianni started the first game and played in both center and right field. Inside to Plouffe, ball one. And Perez going to the mound to talk to Herrera.
Mastroianni with 17 stolen bases in 19 attempts.
On the outside corner. Herrera got the save here the other night against Detroit. He got Miguel Cabrera to hit into a game-ending double play. Chopped foul, and it's 1-2. Mastroianni chased back to the bag. Fouled back by Plouffe. Twins trying to add a run here in the 8th, having not scored since the 2nd inning. Joe Mauer's grand slam. Fouled back again.
Herrera coming right after him with that fastball. Ahead in the count, 1-2. Well, 95 miles an hour or more, 8 of the 13 pitches he has thrown.
There goes Mastroianni, and the pitch popped up to short center. And making the catch is Kane. Out number 2. And that'll bring up Butera. Well, now we'll see if Mastroianni goes early in the count here and see if he can't steal second. And give Butera a chance to drive him in with a single.
Butera 0 for 2 with a walk. He walked to lead off the 2nd inning and scored.
Swing and a miss. One and one. Mastroianni again not taking off on the second pitch of the at bat. There he goes. And the pitch hooked foul. Mastroianni finally got a break. And the pitch fouled away, 1-2. One and two to Drew Butera.
What a great changeup.
Mid-90s fastball, and he strikes out Butera. The Twins are scoreless in the 8th.
for the fourth straight time against their AL Central Division rivals. And on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink, we'll break down the Grand Slam swing at Joe Mauer tonight. Joe, earlier in the ballgame, hit the first Grand Slam of the season for the Twins. We'll recap the doubleheader, which, of course, we hope includes 2 Twins wins tonight as they lead by just a run. And Ron Gardenhire's post-game thoughts are coming your way. He'll recap both games, Ron Gardenhire. We did not talk to him between games 1 and 2, so we'll hear from him recapping the entire day. Dick Bramer.
Thank you, Robbie. Twins sent Jared Burton out in the first game. He threw 14 pitches, 7 strikes, got the Twins through the 8th. But here's a pitcher, Burton. The Twins are reluctant to use him in back-to-back games.
Right.
They're not about to use him twice in one day. So it's Kyle Waldrop who comes out to try to get 3 big outs in the 8th tonight.
Yeah, Waldrop making his 8th appearance. 9 innings so far. He's given up 3 runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts.
Facing Lowe, Escobar, and Gordon here in the 8th. Detroit beat Chicago 5-1. The White Sox lead in the Central, trimmed to a game. Final game tomorrow night at Comerica Park. 1-1. And now tapped foul. Darren Mastroianni staying in the game. He's in right field, replacing Chris Parmelee. Outside, 2-2. Dribbled up the line, foul. Waldrop with that over-the-hand delivery, that arm angle that you've spoken of. He typically gets ground balls.
Yeah, at 6'5", creates that good downward plane. Pretty nice major league debut for David Lowe. A couple hits in the ball game. He has scored a couple runs. See if Kyle Waldrop can get him out right here for the first out in the bottom of the 8th inning.
To Hopper to Casilla. 1 down. And that'll bring up Escobar. The presumption is Glenn Perkins will be fine to close games, or close the game in the 9th if the Twins hang on to a 1-run lead. Alcides Escobar with 1 gone in the 8th. Strike 1. That's chopped foul, 2 strikes. Escobar 0 for 4 today. And so far tonight, he's 0 for 4. One and 2. In the dirt, 2-2. Gordon on deck. Getting past Escobar, then you're dealing with the likes of Gordon and Butler and guys you would rather face with the bases empty in a one-run game.
Last couple pitches, even though they're out of the strike zone, they were down in the strike zone. That's how you get those ground ball outs.
2-2. 3-2. Roll to the right side. And Casilla flips to Mauer, 2 down.
Yeah, it looked like he took something off that pitch right there, and Escobar kind of just put his bat out there to create that ground ball out. So first 2 outs for Waldrop on ground balls to Casilla. Kind of took something off that, kind of a check swing, excuse me type swing. by Escobar.
Escobar, tough guy to walk, just 24 walks in almost 500 at bats. So Waldrop gets the first 2 batters on ground balls to Casilla. Here's Gordon. Outside, ball 1. Swing and a miss.
Fastball at 90 miles an hour, but down in the strike zone.
Wide of the plate at 90, and it's 2-1. Two.
Good fastball there, a little movement. Waldrop started the season on a disabled list, had some elbow problem, little strained right elbow. You see the movement, good location, down and away.
2-2 to Alex Gordon. Back to Waldrop. Over to Plouffe. Bare hands. Fires. Throw off the line. And Gordon will reach.
Oh, that would have been a great assist right there.
And a good throw might have gotten him, but Plouffe barehanded it and threw it off the bag.
Yeah, Joe had to leave the bag to catch that ball right there. Second time in this ball game, a pitcher has taken one off the foot, deflected over to Plouffe, and then the high throw.
So now Butler with Gordon aboard and 2 away.
That'd be an infield base hit for Alex Gordon, his second hit of the ball game.
Butler's reached all 4 times, 3 hits and a walk. He's driven in 1 and scored 3. And Butler tries to hit one over the freeway.
Yes, he did. He uncoiled.
Even from the center field camera, you can see the sink on that ball.
Yep.
1 strike. 1-1. It's Waldrop's inning. Two and one. Twins won a 2-run ball game this afternoon, 3-1. Had an 8-2 lead in this game, but now it's 8-7.
Innings like this are character builders for a young guy like Kyle Waldrop.
2-1 to Billy Butler. Tapper to short. Florimo goes the short way to end the inning. And a nice inning by Waldrop as he gets the Twins through the 8th. Well, the Twins 3 outs away from a doubleheader sweep.
Well, I tell you what, it's been a good ball game. It's been, the Twins had an 8-2 lead. All of a sudden, here come the Royals. They keep fighting back. Well, good to see these two young ball clubs going at each other.
Pedro Florimon will lead things off against Kelvin Herrera. Florimon, Revere, and Casilla. And the Twins would dearly love to get another run. Florimon has gotten a couple of hits tonight. And a fastball up and in, ball one, 98 miles per hour. This guy brings it.
Yes, he does. Again, only 22 years old. Signed by the Royals in 2006, a September call-up last year.
And a strike at 97. Took a little off. There's Glenn Perkins, who got the save today through just 12 pitches, 8 strikes in this afternoon's 3-1 win. Florimon flares at foul, 1-2. Two and two. We haven't seen Florimon swing wildly. He's gone deep into a lot of at bats. And he's just struck out for the 12th time.
Herrera picking up his second straight strikeout. He struck out Drew Butera on a very good changeup to end the top of the 8th. This one on a good fastball at 97.
Ben Revere singled to right, scored in the 4-run first, walked and scored in the 4-run second. Since then, 0 for 2. Swing and a miss. Something at 89.
Yeah, took a little changeup right there. Took a little off the fastball. Tim Collins warming up. One of the 3 lefties out in that bullpen for the Royals.
Easy play from Moustakas. 2 down. They have said here that Moustakas plays Gold Glove caliber defense. We've seen that this year and specifically tonight. My goodness. 2 down, and here is Alexi Casilla. At the knees, strike 1 at 99.
Well, the only reason that the Royals are down by 1 is because of their bullpen. My goodness, Everett Tieford, 5 1/3 innings of shutout baseball, and Herrera trying to finish 2 innings of shutout baseball. That's first breaking ball we saw right there. Even though looked up a little on the high side, Jim Welke said it was a strike.
2 quick strikes to Casilla. And he strokes it backhanded by Abreu. What a play! What a night for the Kansas City infield.
Wow.
was the Jimmy John's delivery of the game with the first Twins grand slam.
Yeah, home run number 9 on the year for Joe Mauer. That gave the Twins an 8-2 lead. So congratulations to Joe Mauer, our Jimmy John's delivery of the game with that Twins first grand slam.
This afternoon, Glenn Perkins came in to save a 2-run lead for the Twins. And tonight he'll be asked to save a 1-run lead.
Well, they don't have that, they're wearing the M hat, so no TC.
That's right. Change caps. Perkins got the save this afternoon. He'll face Perez, Moustakas, and Kane. Time called. Perez with 3 singles in the ball game. First pitch lifted foul and out of play, and Perkins at 94 miles per hour. The Royals may have, there's Matt Carson in left field for Josh Willingham. Popped up behind first. Casilla chasing it. Mastroianni chasing it. And Mastroianni drops it. Overran it on a warning track. So in and out of his glove. He had one go in and out of his glove in fair territory this afternoon.
Well, watch Casilla right there, and I don't know if they're yelling, but Mastroianni, that ball got behind him a little bit, and he leaped for it and then hit out of his glove. Like either he or Casilla. Tough play right there down in that corner.
2 strikes to Perez. Base hit to left. Plouffe guarding the line, and Perez gets his 4th single of the ball game. Gerard Dyson, who can do nothing but run. He's got a pulled lat muscle, and he may be the fastest man in the American League, and he'll come in here pinch running for Perez. And that'll bring up Mike Moustakas.
Dyson at first base, 25 stolen bases in 28 attempts.
Strike over the inside corner. Moustakas with hits his first 2 times up. At least 2. Terrific defensive plays. Fouled back, 2 strikes. And Perkins has thrown nothing but strikes. A play down the right field line. No error charge to Mastroianni.
Well, Perkins struck out Moustakas on 3 pitches in game 1. First batter he faced in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Dyson goes and the pitch fouled away. Two strikes to Moustakas. Fastball up and away, and Dyson took a hard step towards second and stopped. One and two. They've got him picked off. Mauer's throw is high. They put the tag on him and got him.
Oh, very nice.
Perkins ignored him, and then picked him off.
Well, what makes that play right there is Perkins, the way he threw to Joe Mauer, allows Joe Mauer to get that ball quickly over to second base. Right here, if you lob that throw, then Dyson probably beats it, and Florimon gets that high throw, and then a quick tag.
So a close play and a nice tag by Florimon. 1 and 2 now to Moustakas, and he fouls it away.
Well, Dyson taking off the throw high, and then the quick tag. And Dyson called out.
Another 1-2. Just off the plate, 2-2. Fouled away. Now in the Perez at bat, the Twins had Plouffe guarding the line. In the Moustakas at bat, neither Mauer nor Plouffe guarding the line. Mauer, of course, his glove side is the foul line side. I guess you could say he's guarding the line.
I think he is, yeah.
Got him on an off-speed pitch. And Butera with the catch, out number 2.
I missed with the slider the previous pitch, and then right there, good location, and Moustakas strikes out for the second time against Perkins today.
How many times have we said this? It's a big at bat for Lorenzo Cain. We said it in the first, we said it in the third, we said it again in the 7th. The Twins have gotten him out twice and walked him once. In the 7th, he drew a walk against Casey Fien, and then Hosmer got his 2-run single. Strike 1. Jammed. Plouffe picks it up, fires on the run, got him, and the Twins win both ends of a doubleheader. An 8-2 lead almost completely dissolved, but a 3-1 win this afternoon. An 8-7 win tonight. You don't get many double plays or double headers, and it's tough to win them when you get them.
Yeah, Perk picks up his 10th save of the year, his second today. And good job by the Twins. They score early. They're able to hold on. Good job by the bullpen.
Well, the Twins coming to Kansas City after a disappointing homestand, winning just 1 of 4 against Seattle. But they get the job done and got a very well-pitched ball game today by Cole DeVries. Less so tonight, certainly, with an early 8-2 lead that nearly fell apart. But Liam Hendricks does not get the win. The win, I suspect, will go to Anthony Swarzak with a nice job of relief. And the Twins win both ends of a doubleheader. Twins Live coming up right after this.